Today's lunch, dinner, lunch, dunch, I don't know what it's called. All right, so I'm just putting the finishing touches on some fried up zucchini, which has been fried up in hamburger fat. Yummy, yummy. And I made hamburger pasta with some canned, forgive me for this, but some Hunts pasta sauce, meat sauce. Okay, I know. But then I also put in some really good cheese, some vintage reserve cheddar, Barber's 1833 cheese, grilled up zucchini, yum, and bowtie pasta. One of my favorite pastas. But so the zucchini is almost ready. This is going to go in there, and then I'll just heat it up, and I'm ready for a high calorie dinner tonight. This is so good. I'm so hungry, I can't wait. All right, let's eat. Hey everyone, so I have found my way into the Whiskeytown National Recreation Area. I'm about to hike this trail here. Looks like there is a loop trail, and it's about 1.19 miles to the mine. I'm not sure if that's round trip. I think that's one way. So it's going to be about 2 miles. Well, let's see. So there's one section of the loop there. It says 1.19. And let's see here. What does this one say? Mount Shasta Mine 1.98. So 2 miles this way, 1.1 this way, so to 3 miles. Okay, yeah, pretty short hike, and I doubt there will be much elevation change on this loop, so I should be able to do that pretty quickly. Hey, I had a few questions that people asked me about the way I use the black poster board to block out my windows, so I wanted to kind of show another video here in the daylight, and also maybe explain my philosophy on blocking out the windows. And I understand I'm doing this differently than a lot of people are doing this. I'm car camping my way across the United States of America. It's an epic odyssey. Just so many stories to tell. It's one of the best things I've really ever done. But I wanted to give my philosophy of how I use window block. And this might not work for you, but maybe you'll learn something from this. So I use that black poster board. You've seen me show it in other videos. Some people like to use Reflectix, and I certainly use this windshield cover with Reflectix in my front windshield. Here's my philosophy. I want to be as stealth as possible. I want to just look like I blend in. I don't want to look like I'm trying to hide from anyone, especially when I'm stealth camping. Now, when I'm out in the wilderness, you know, it really just doesn't matter. But when I am stealth camping in a city, then I just want to be stealth. I want people not even to think anything about my car or give it a second glance. I feel that if I had Reflectix in all of my side windows, that it would draw attention to me, and it would make it look like someone was in there. Makes it look like someone's hiding. But the way this is set up now with the black poster board, you really just can't tell. It just looks like my window is super dark. Super dark. And what I do also is I kind of use a little bit of maybe psychology here, is I use a little bit of an opening here. So inside the black poster board, there is an opening here. So when I'm inside, I can see out my side window, right? Also, if someone's kind of coming up and looking, then it doesn't look like they can't see me if I'm sitting here or if I'm asleep on the other side. They can't see, but they can kind of see in just a little bit. Likewise, in the back, if someone was looking in, they can kind of see in a little bit, but there's no way that someone else on the other side could see where I'm sleeping. Okay, so that's my setup, And I mean, it has worked thus far. It's working okay, and I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, so I'm at the let's see, Mount Shasta mine, and this was an active mining operation back in the early 1900s, circa 1900, and a little bit after that also. So there was a fire here called the Carr Fire, C-A-R-R fire, Carr Fire, in 2018, and it burned 97% of the park, including this area that I'm standing on now. So as we can see, a lot of the remnants are still in existence of that fire, but pioneer species of vegetation have taken over the hillsides, and you know, nature, fire is part of nature. Sometimes it's caused by lightning strikes, sometimes it's has man-made causes, maybe electrical power lines or other instigators or igniters of fires. But fire, although it destroys, it also rejuvenates. So the landscape isn't super attractive right now, but there's a beauty in the rebirth, I think. Anyway, all right, I am going to hike this trail, and I'm going to go this way around and make my way wherever it goes. All right, bye. Okay, let's read this sign here. It says, Mines of Whiskeytown and Shasta County. In front of you, behind the fence, is the main shaft for the Mount Shasta mine. This mine was in operation between 1897 and 1915, with its heyday peaking in 1899, where roughly 90 people worked physically demanding jobs, blasting and hauling rock. In 2020 dollars, there was about $5.5 million eventually produced from this mine. Woo-wee! So Mount Shasta Mine Facilities, the building and rail car was located about where you're standing now. The fenced-in mine shaft in front of you is 463 feet. It's 141 meters deep. Wow. 7 cross cuts were made in search of gold-bearing quartz veins. All right, so we're standing up here somewhere around here, and here's the mine shaft, and it goes down 463 feet, 141 meters deep, and there were 7 cross-cut levels. Wow. All right, and it's full of water. It is full of water. Can you see down there? I don't know if the camera will pick that up really well. Get it how I said well? Mind you, okay, mind you, like a mine. That was another pun. All right, look, 463 feet, and it's full of water. I would love to explore that, but of course I can't and won't. But, all right, decent little hike, only about, I don't know, 2 miles. In this forest that was burned in 2018. Time to go. For our geology lesson for today, I found this great piece of granite just walking along the trail. Well, I was walking along the trail. The granite was not walking along the trail. But you can see how it has fractured its plane. I suppose it's bedding plane, maybe, but how it has split apart. And then we can see a lot of black in here, which is probably biotite. I think, or maybe biotite mica, is it? Maybe. I'd have to look at it under a microscope. But then there is this super little quartz vein right here. Can you see? So granite has a specific amount of quartz. I won't get into that right now, but then there is a higher concentration of quartz right here. And that's what the miners would look for. And gold has a propensity of accumulating near seams of this type of material. So there's granite all around this this trail. So that's what the miners were looking for, and they found it in droves. All right, so I did finish the Mount Shasta mine trail. It was about 3 miles. I have to say, not the prettiest trail of all time, but it was kind of fun seeing the mine. I'm here in the Whiskeytown recreational area, and the sun is hot. It's blazing down. The humidity feels like it's pretty low, so I have decided to do a clean out and reorganization of my car. When I was cooking my meal in the snow the other day, I had my trunk open and some snowfall wound up in my trunk. Not much, but a little bit, enough to make things a little bit, just feel a little bit dampish in there. So I've pulled everything out. There's a benefit of doing this. It just allows me to find some lost items, like my 12mm wrench was hidden underneath my spare tire. But this also allows me to check my spare tire. Pressure feels good. I'll put a pressure gauge on it, and then I just pull everything out to refamiliarize myself with all the things I have, and just to let everything dry out. Some of my safety gear, I don't know if I'd call this safety rope. I think it has like a 310-pound braking strength, but I keep this 100-foot length of line in my car, and what I'm doing now is I'm just letting it dry out just to make sure it's 100% dry. But I also have this webbing. It was a little bit damp, not too bad, but this used to go in my whitewater kayaking gear bag when I would go whitewater kayaking, just in case we had an entrapment, or if we needed to pull a whitewater kayak out of a feature. Sometimes they get stuck, you know. That does happen when you're whitewater kayaking. I love the sport. I'm not the best kayaker in the world, 100%. My friends would definitely agree with that statement, that I'm not the best kayaker, but I sure do love the sport. Yeah, so I've done a pretty good clean out job, at least of my trunk, and I'm going to let this stuff dry out in this hot California sun and let my trunk dry a little bit more, and then I'm going to put everything back in, make something to eat, and then I'm headed either that way or that way or that way, somewhere into the distance. I'm going to find a spot to car camp for the night here in the National Forest, and then I'm on my way westward tomorrow. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate you watching my videos. I hope you get something out of it, something beneficial, or just a bunch of silliness that lets you waste 10 minutes of your life. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.